Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm sorry it's been a really long time, but now I'm back. I'm trying to create some awesome new tutorials for you. In this one we're going to do something a bit more specific and a bit more might look difficult, but actually will be really easy to do if you just follow along. And I'll show you how you can create your own custom WordPress query. I have a custom post type that's called courses, and I'm going to show you how you can create some code and you can create a query. You can make it look way more nice than this, but then the video would get too long. So I'm just going to show you how we can query a custom post type. Now I have two. I have English and Spanish in the courses category. You see it here as well, courses. And I have a custom field attached to it, a price field, a location field, and then also an image field. And I have applied a little bit of CSS styling, but it's just to display it a little bit more underneath each other, where we have to make a flex container, and then we have a left column and a right column. But the most important thing, or the most interesting thing, I think, is to show you how you can create your own custom post types and your own queries based on some code. So you don't need any plugin for it if you want to, and if you use a plugin, you can do it with all free plugins. Okay, let me show you the backend. I am using Fluent Snippets. It's quite new, the plugin, and it's really awesome. I like it way more than the more known code snippet plugins, but this one is really awesome because you have, and it's free, 100% free. You can make functions, you can create content, and this is what we will be needing for the query. And you can also make styles and scripts. The other thing that's awesome about it is you can make little, like a map icon here, and you can bundle things. So I have my CSS for my single courses here, and I also have my courses query code over here, and they are mapped inside a little thing here. So you can, if you have multiple things, you can still make it really obvious where to look and where to find your code. The advantage of using this is that you don't have to go into the appearance and then into the themes and then the theme file editor. And this is also really easy to just unpublish. So if you don't like the effect of something, you can also really easily hide things. So if you don't like it or something breaks, you just click on unpublish here and you still have the code in the backend, but it will not load anymore on the front end. The other nice thing is you can also, I'll open this course CSS file for a minute. Yeah, this is the little bit of code that I've used to make this layout, although it's not really nice looking. It's just to show you that we have two different items over here, and then you can say where to run. Now it says front end, so it loads on every page of my website on the front end. But what we can do is enable conditional logic. Click on add, click on page, click on a single page, and then we just pick our courses page. Click on update snippet, and now it will still work. This will not change anything, but it will now only load on this page. And if I go to the sample page over here, it will not load anymore over here. So you can make your CSS file only load, and you can do the same thing with the scripts file, with the styles, with the content, with the functions. You can actually make it so that it only loads on the pages that you actually use it on, which makes it a really performance-wise, it's a really awesome thing to be able to do. Okay, but a little bit later on, I'll show you this a little bit more in detail. What do we need? We have CPT UI. This is the free version to create custom post types. You can just download it from the plugin and then add new plugin, and then you just have to search here for it. And you can install it. And the other thing I have installed is ACF, Advanced Custom Fields. Only the free version will be sufficient for this one. And I have made a course custom field group field here. And if I open this up, we have a price field. This is just some text. We have a location field, also just some text. We have a contact mail, which I have to include in the, you see it's not over here yet, so we have to insert this. And then I also have an image field. The only important thing is that it's saved as an image array. I think this is the default setting, but if you're going to follow along and you pick one of those, it might not work with the code that I'll provide. Okay. So this is the thing we will need. So a price field, a location field, contact mail field, and this is an email field, and then one image field. You can call this whatever you want, and make sure you save it as an image array. these are the ones. Then you just click here, you have to say post type is equal to, and then your custom post type, of course. If you don't have created your custom post type yet, you can leave this as it is, and you can change this later as well. And to create a custom post type, we have to create this CPT UI, and you can here click whatever you want. So I have done this with courses, and then you can just type it again for the plural, and you can do the same for the course, the singular, like this. And then you can click on this, and it will just populate all the labels based on these chosen fields. If you don't want this, you can put your own labels over here, you see, and otherwise it will auto-populate them based on these fields you provide over here. So this is all we have to do to set this up, and then here you will see my courses. So this is my custom post type, and I have attached my custom fields to it. Let me add a new one. Let's do Dutch. Let's say the price 400, location will be in Brussels, and contact mail will be Brussels@Brussels. I'm just typing something in. And then we just add an image. Let's search for Brussels and just use him like this. So this is an awesome little plugin if you want to use it as well. Click on publish. Okay, I have changed my screen a little bit. I saw that it was not recording the top a little bit, so now it should be okay. So I have published my Dutch custom post type. If I go back to my courses page, I refresh this page, you will see it automatically applies this to whatever new post is inserted. So that's the nice thing. You only have to set up this code, your query. You have to set this up once, and then it will, whenever somebody puts in a new course, in my case, it automatically applies the same styling to it as well. And it's really lightweight, because you will see it's only a couple of lines of code to achieve something like this. Okay. Then I have to provide I want to provide the email here underneath as well. So we're going to do this now. I'm going to open my Fluent snippets. If you're making a new one, you won't see this, of course. Then you have to just go to new snippets. You select the content one. This is the one we will need, and I will also paste the code in the description below, so you can copy paste it, because it's going to be a little bunch. And then select snippet run location. I have selected shortcode. This means we can insert it in whatever page we want by using the shortcode block. That's by native WordPress block, but you can also say I want this to load wherever you want, before content, after content. And if you then do the same conditional logic, you can select your specific page, specific dates. You can make it really specific, so it only loads on that page you want, and it will do it after the content. I'm going to use the shortcode version, just so you know. And then here I have selected a snippet group. I have created one. Let me show the one that I already have. This is the courses one. Here you see single course. By default, it will also be empty. So you just click on the plus sign, and you can create the whatever is your custom post type. Make something that's obvious for you, so you can remember it. And then you can, whatever code that has to do with this new group, you can just attach it like this and click on update, and it will be inserted. Same thing for the CSS file. I then have to just click on the same single course, and it will map them together, and you will have something like this. And you can have a script inside of here as well, a function inside of here as well, so you can see. So the courses thing, this is the code. So we are, this is a little thing that's necessary if you have more. I have set it to 10 per page. So if there are more than 10 courses inside, then it will automatically apply some pagination. So we don't have a super long list of courses, but it's more like page-wise. So this is necessary to get the paging. And then here we have our arguments in our query. This is not the right one, so it's courses. What do we have? We have an array. We select here the post type. This is courses in my case, but you have to see whatever is your custom post type, and make sure you see here it's the plural version, because this is actually how it's saved as a custom post type in my case. So you make sure you have the right name. Post per page is the post per page argument, and we have this over here. So this is 10, and paged is paged, and this is the argument that's set up over here. Yeah. Now we start our WordPress. This is the default WordPress query. We start a new WordPress query based on the arguments we provide over here. So the courses with 10 posts in a page. And then we're going to have, we say while the query have posts, so there have to be posts to be able to run this query. Let me close this. Yeah. So we have to have posts to be able to do the query. Yeah. And then we're going to echo. This means we'll put something on the page. And this is, if you don't know anything about CSS and classes and HTML, this will be a bit difficult. So then I suggest you just copy paste, but you should then know where to change some stuff. Okay. So I have just set this up like this. This is the class called course, but you can call this whatever you want if you have something else set up. This is where we have to apply the flex containers to have achieved the layout in a while. And then I made a column to the left, and I also made a column to the right. It's a little bit less obvious because they are all on the same line, yeah? But maybe let me see if I can do this, and then also this is a little bit more structure wise how it should be. So we have the container wrapper, the course one, and then we have a column on the left and we have a column on the right, and then we have the closing div of this course. So the column on the left contains the title. This is a default WordPress function, get the title, and then we have some ACF functions to retrieve the image, and the ACF function we will use always is get field, get underscore field, and $image means we have a variable, and in this variable we store the get field image where we retrieve our custom field that's called image in my case. So make sure if I open up my ACF, my custom fields, I have my image field over here, and you can see it already over here. This is the name you need to provide inside of this, the green text over here. Yeah. If you do have a different name, you have to change this, of course, to your specific name, otherwise it will not work. And then it's just something, if there is an image, actual image, if this parameter is not empty or variable is not empty, then we're going to echo something on the page. So this is our actual image where we can going to grab the URL of it, and we're also going to put an alt attribute, which is the title of the image. So this should be sufficient to get your image on the page. Then we're going to close our column on the left. Let me hit an enter, and we're opening up our column to the right, where we're going to output other custom fields as needed. So this could be more or less custom fields depending on what you decide to make. Yeah? So we're going to echo something on the page, which is a paragraph, and in the paragraph we have the text price, double punt, and then we have a euro sign, and you can see this over here, euro sign. If you want a space here in between, we just can do this by creating an extra space after. Click on update, and you will immediately see, if I now refresh, there is a little space here. So this is literally how it's pasted on the page. Now we have the dot. This is like a connector. So we're going to connect this piece of text that we put in with the function of ACF, get field, and this is the price field. Again, you have to make sure you have the exact name that it's like it's over here. Price field, and we're going to close this off. Yeah, and never forget the semicolons on the end, because otherwise you will get an error. Then we're going to echo the next one. So same thing, location with a little space in between, and then we have the connector with the get field, another connector, and close the paragraph off. And now I'm going to do just a copy paste of this last one and paste it underneath. I'm gonna tap a little bit. So these tabs do not matter. It's not going to change the indentation in the, if I leave it like this, for example, you will see it will now duplicate the location one, and you see it's on the same line. So it's not doing anything style wise. It's just, you can do this to make it a little bit more view wise. You'll see a little bit more the different parent-child relationships. Yeah? So we have the location one, and now we're going to change this one to the mail get field, and now I have to make sure I grab the right name field. So this is contact_mail in my case. Let me copy this one and paste this in over here, and you will see this will immediately paste this in. there we go, mail. And then we have our Brussels. Here I have info at English, and here I have info at Madrid. So really awesome. We only have to change one field over here, and it dynamically loads everything correctly over here. Yeah, looks really awesome, right? So this is actually your own custom query that you have created, where otherwise you would always use a WordPress blog or plugin for, which is also fine, of course. But with this, you have a bit more options, and or actually unlimited options. You can do a lot of stuff with this. This is then for the paginate links, so where we have to, we can change here the, this is the previous page, next page, if there are pages, but now I don't have enough. And if there are no posts, then it gives me the image, no courses found. You can change this to whatever you want as well. Let me just pause the video now, and then I'll add more than 10 courses, and then we can see how it makes a pagination. So I have added some courses. I have 11 now, and I've just changed a bit of the pagination. So I have 5 per page. So you will see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have our pagination over here. If I click on 2, you will see it loads the second page, and it will also load the third page. So you see the pagination also works perfectly fine. The only thing that you have to make sure, my permalink structure, if I go to settings, permalinks is set to post name. And this can give you an issue if you have with the custom post type program. Edit post types, if I go to my courses, I have my rewrite in the bottom set to false here. Yeah. It was on true, and then it gave me an error if I have my permalink structure like this. So set it to false if you have the same issue, or you can just do the custom rewrite, and then if I do true and then just do courses over here, it should also probably be fine. Let me see. And go to the second page. And so this is the issue you have with the rewrite. So if I remove the false, if you remove the true and set it back to false, save post type and click on refresh, then the page 2 loads immediately. So just to make sure you don't have the same problem, set the rewrite to false, or if you go to the settings permalinks and you set it to plain, it will work by default without changing anything in the custom post types, but this is an issue you might then encounter. So fluent snippets, we have our code. Let me open this up again. Yes, there we are. So we have everything over here, and this is our pagination on the bottom, so you can change this to whatever you want. This is the HTML code for the little icon. You will see these 2 arrows here, and then if I click on next now, you will also see the previous. So you can change this. You can just look up HTML code and symbol code, and you can change this to another symbol if you would like to, including the semicolon over here as well. Then you have the previous and next. You can also change to whatever you want, of course. Okay, so this is actually the thing to set up. So I'll copy paste this and paste it in the description below. And now we have our other code snippet. This is our course CSS. I'm just setting image max width 100% because otherwise the images can load to the become super big, so they are more contained. The only issue you can have is something like this, where somebody uploads an image in a different structure. It can be a bit weird, so we can set some more specific rules in a minute. The course one is the overlaying container. Let me open up one of these, inspect view. So you will see we have our course over here. And you will see the code that it loads is actually super small because it's only the code that we have provided, so way less than when you use a plugin, of course. So we have our course, and on this we have our flex container put here. And now we have 2 columns. We have our left column where the image is in, and we have our right column where the text is in. And the left column is also our title. So if we open up the left column, we have our French, so our title, and then we have our image that's loaded in with the max width 100%. If we decrease this, you see it overflows completely. Then we have the right column, And there we have our price field, our location field, and our mail field over here. This is empty because I didn't fill in anything with the email with the new post because I was trying to save some time. So this is the thing code-wise. Looks really small and awesome, right? So here you see the backend. So we have .course. Now we open the brackets and we close the brackets always. And then inside we have a display flex, align items to the end. This just means if I open my browser here, so if we see over here display flex, if I don't do this, it will just be underneath each other, which is also might be fine, especially on mobile. This is probably working good as well. Now it's with the flex applied. We have align items to the end, so the text over here is going to the bottom. We have a gap of 50 pixels between the text and the image. We have some padding, so it's not touching the border, but you could make it more specific. But this is just the 1 EM padding all round. Then we have some box shadow also applied, but you can leave this or you can do whatever you want with this. So this is actually all we need to do. And then we have in the right column here, we have a flex shrink of 0 applied. Just means that this text cannot shrink. If I leave this off, the image grows a bit, and this tries to shrink to create space. And if I make it so that it is not allowed to shrink, it will take in the space it needs. So you see over here, for example, the image is scooting over a little bit because this is with the mail address provided, so this is a bit longer, and here there is no mail address, so this is providing for some bigger images, for example. So this is just something you might do. Okay, let me stop the video over here. I know style-wise this is far from attractive, but you now should know how to create a custom query with code using the Fluent Snippets plugin. You can use this with a shortcode. It will provide you a shortcode if you have clicked on update and activate over here. You know how to group them as well. And now I'm just going to show you if I copy this code and then you create a page and you just do a shortcode block over here and you just paste this in, and you can paste this query wherever you want to, of course. Yeah? Let me now view the page. Now you will see this is over here. And now it looks again super weird. Why is this? And why is the Fluent snippet? So here you see the layout is applied and in the new page not. If I go back to my Fluent snippets, the CSS code that I have here, I have conditional logic applied, so it should only be applied to the courses page. And now you see that it actually doesn't run on this page because otherwise it would have the same styling. So what can I do? I can just go to here and I have, this is probably the new page that I forgot to put a title in. If I now refresh my page, you will see that it automatically reapplies the styling. So this is the powerful thing with having some code set up. You only have to set it up default once for and make it looking nice and make it responsive and whatever. And then you can just say, I also want to apply this to this page, this page, this page, and you have you don't have to restyle everything. You have your styling here in the backend. So this is a really awesome little plugin. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. If you like this kind of videos, just let me know. We can try to build further on this little example that I've already made, and then style-wise and also functionality-wise increase it a little bit. So just let me know in the comments.